Now the next thing we want to do here is you want to figure out, okay, how big a dovetail joint do you want here? And I'm thinking, looking at this, you know, and trying to balance it in between here, that you want 2 inches, you know, inch on either side of the miter, and then you probably want somewhere in the neighborhood of 7/8, 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch on the ends, maybe taking it into a 1/2 inch in the middle. And I'm thinking you might even want to go a little bigger, but it's you don't want to make the thing look too clumsy. You want it to look delicate, but on the other hand, you don't want it to be understated and too weak looking. Get this is 7/8, like this, and close that up a little. And you notice I don't like to use the end of the ruler, because the end of the ruler gets banged up after a while and it just really looks like sin. So I take it from that 1/2 inch point, almost got it, take it there. Hope I'm not shaking too much here. Okay.
I'm the one shaking?
Yeah, the camera, if I appear to be shaking, it's the cameraman who's shaking. Okay, so we're going to get this, and we're going to put this in the middle here, tighten up the fence on the marking gauge, like that. Then we're going to bisect this, bisect this in the middle. Let's lay off the end there. Bisect this. And this is not working, which doesn't make me happy. The pen is not cooperating with me. Okay, so we go in here. Maybe this pen died on me. You know why? Because I think I hit it with the sander. By accident. I think I sanded the tip. Let me see if I can get, there we go, there we go. Okay, so there we have that. Now if we have 7/8 on this part and this part, 2 inches long. Now we want to come in. I'm trying to figure out what would be an appropriate amount of space to come in. So if we come in, let's say a 1/2 inch, let's see, is that may be too much. Yeah, that's too much. So we're going to come in, let's take her in 3/16. 3/16, take it in 3/16 here, like that. Now, with that, we're going to take the ruler, put it on the end of the 7/8 mark, and take this, like this, take this, like this, and let me see if I can get this to be a little, get the ruler to work, and get the pen to work. Let me see if I can turn this around here a little. And now you're only going to need, see if I cut this out, this is plenty thick, so there's a possibility I can get 2 out of this right here, because we don't want to go too deep, because don't forget, this frame over here, let's go over to the frame. This frame over here is extra thick, and I made it that way on purpose. I may actually take it through a table saw on all 4 sides and cut it back, or I may chamfer in the inside. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, but I want to have plenty of space. But if this is 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, in here you still have to allow room for the dado inside, so the picture frame is going to fit in there. If you don't do that, then you're going to have some troubles, and you don't want this to be too deep. So I think with the dado in there and everything, if you have, you know, it all depends. I think I probably will have to cut it back, but I just want to make sure we have enough room for these dovetails. So here's the dovetail right here, and we're going to cut this out later on, but I'm not going to pursue this any further. But next week we're going to lay on these dovetails, and I'll give it another look-see just to see if we get if it's too big a dovetail, and I may have to change it. Because see, I'm looking at that now and I'm saying, you know, that's a little hefty, and so I may have to actually cut it back. So anyways, we're going to continue to work on that. Make sure that this stays together as best we can. Don't touch it.
Why didn't you clamp that together? Or?
Well, the cameraman is saying, why didn't I clamp it together? Because adhesives don't need to be clamped, whereas a white glue needs to be clamped. An adhesive is a chemical reaction that works without pressure, whereas the carpenter's glue, you have to have pressure. And so if we go ahead and try to clamp this together, all we're going to do is squeeze out the epoxy we need to make the cohesion.